Hello and welcome to today's episode of What I'm Doing. That's just how we're going to start today. I have a teary eye because the hay fever, the spring is finally here. Spring is finally here. I can tell because I can't see and I can't breathe and my sinus is all blocked, so excuse that. But anyways, for now we're going to go through all the things I've been working on, knitting wise, and also in addition to my yarn adventures, I guess you could call it, I've bought myself a drop spindle. So a bit about that later. Very exciting. Right, where to start? I have too many whips for my liking. I usually am a one project knitter, like a monogamous knitter, but I don't know. I've caught myself with, I think, 4. I'm just looking at my Ravelry queue list. What is it called? A project list. And I have one. Why doesn't it list the whips? Just a sec. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whips at the moment. 5 works in progress, and 4 of them are large pullover, sweater, jumper things. So a lot of large projects on the go at the moment, and 2 of them are major colorworks, and one of them is a very detailed rib pullover. So we'll go into detail now. The first one I want to talk about is the one that's most exciting for me. Actually, first, what I'm wearing is my favorite item of knitted clothing that I have at the moment. I pull this one out the cupboard all the time. It is a simple top-down raglan with some eyelet detail. Let me just see if I can see, it's got some eyelets there, just on the front, and it's simple construction, but it fits really nicely, and the sleeves pull up really nicely. So I like it, and I asked myself, what is it about this jumper that I like so much? Because obviously I need to make more. It's definitely worthwhile making another one or something similar or of this kind of vibe, because obviously it's what I grabbed for. So it's made of 100% alpaca, I think. Yes. This particular yarn is Drops Puna, which is very affordable alpaca, and it's nice. It's non-itchy, there's nothing, it's so soft and pretty drapey. Like, it's, you can see that it's pretty, it's not a good spot to show, but yeah, it's pretty just lovely to wear, so I like it. And the neckline could be a slightly lower. That's probably the only thing if I were to nitpick, but I like the length. The length is good. I like it sitting sort of, you know, midway between the hip area, this area, not hip area, this area, just below the hips. It's got slight shaping, not much, but yeah, it's a good fit, and I just really grab for a lot. But anyways, I'll probably go over this in more detail when I go through the what I made last year video. So I made this last year, 2022. Anyways, so this year, I'm hoping to have a finished jumper soon. This is the Nisa sweater, or the Ohdake. I don't know how to pronounce it. So it's like a Ohdake Nisa sweater, and this is Sari Nordlund. So just so lovely. I spoke about this last time, but I've, as you can see, finished the yoke. It looks like there's some puckering, but I don't think it is. It'll just ease out when I block it. So when I wet it and put it flat to dry, I think all these little tiny inconsistencies of the color work will just mesh together and blend out, I think. I'm not worried about that. So rolled neckline. I've actually sewn in some elastic thread. You can see it just ever so slightly there. It's the same color as the yarn. This is Cedar, what is it called? Cedar Haworth tweed in Colder Sky and Cotton Grass Cream. And so far I'm on the 5th ball. but I'm nearly done, so we'll see how that goes. Actually, I'm on the 4th and the 5th ball because I'm knitting the sleeves at the same time. So you can see I've got this sleeve on a circular needle, which needs to be changed to the 9-inch circulars. And then I've got this sleeve on the ribbing. So I've switched to 2.75mm needles to do the ribbing on the, or the cuff, should I say, which has freed up my 4mm 9-inch circulars, which I can now transfer over to the other sleeve. So it's the first time I've done 2 sleeves at a time. You can see the two threads for the 2 balls. The second one is almost done. So this is all I have left of 5 skeins of this color, and then I used 1 skein of the blue, or 1 ball of the blue, the 50 grams, to do this whole color work. So that worked out really well. I think I have the tiniest bit of thread left, which I've probably woven in, actually, because I weave in as I go most of the time. But you can see I've, where is it now? I actually ran out. I ran out of the blue on the last row, or the last round of the blue. So you can see my last round doesn't have a blue dot there, and that last one there, and that last one there. So there's about 5 stitches that haven't been done in the blue because I ran out. But I figured I'm just going to take the leftover strand. I didn't weave it in. Oh yes, here we go. That's all I have left. So I'm going to take this last strand and just duplicate stitch the last 5 stitches that I didn't manage to catch on that last round. So I'll finish the round up with those duplicate stitches, which means embroider over the knitted stitches to cover up that last row. That's the plan. So yes, I am very happy with this. I can't wait to have this in the wardrobe. I can't wait to wear it. I really like the design. I think it's very striking. And I just wing the sleeves always because I like the tapered look. So you can see the sleeve is slightly tapered going towards the bottom. Every 6 rounds, I just decrease 2 along the bottom edge. And I did that by keeping a stitch marker, and then 2 stitches before the stitch marker, I just SSK'd, slip, slip, knit, and then knit 2 together after the stitch marker. So it creates this lovely seamless sleeve. Where is it? There. So you can see the decreases, but I don't mind that. It's even and it's neat. So it kind of looks like it's part of the, just part of the design. This is the first time I've ever picked up under the arm and I haven't seen, and it's seamless. So I don't know what I did, but I need to remember to do that again from here on out. Oh, my eye. It's so red. Anyways, I can hardly see. You know when you have hay fever and you can barely see out of the one eye? That's how I'm feeling today. It's stinging right in. Anyway. Talking about knitting makes me forget all those things. So anyways, that's the under the arm. That stitch marker indicates where I picked up the stitches under the sleeve. So you can see there, it's pretty seamless. And I think I will, on the next sweater, make a video of how exactly I did that so that I remember for future reference how to do it without a seam. So that's under the arm. I did make a mistake a little bit on this side. You know, I don't know what's going on there, but it's okay. It's under the arm. That side is pretty pretty seamless. So I'm happy with the pickup there. Yeah. So this is going to be the same length as the one I'm wearing because I like that length, sort of halfway over the bottom. And it has short row shaping. You can see it's slightly longer here before the color work than the front. So I think it will fit nicely. I have tried it on once or twice and so far so good. I'm not all concerned about the fit at all. It seems all good. So I'm just going to continue with the sleeve, hopefully finish this cuff today and perhaps even the other sleeve today. And as you can see, I haven't done the rib on the bottom because I was afraid of running out of yarn and then having to deal with that. So I figured I'll just stop when the ball ran out and then just start the 2 new balls on the sleeves and see how I go. I think that's what I did. And yes, I've got this much left. to finish the sleeve, the cuffs, and the rib, which we all know takes a lot of yarn and time because you think you're done, but you're not, because the rib takes a long time. I might just do a 2x2 rib. That will go quicker than a 1x1, although that's 1x1. So I don't know. I'll see. 1x1 or 2x2. We'll see, we'll see. Book number 2 in these lovely bags that you get from Wool Warehouse. I think we all have a bag like this. It is a layer of love because the whole thing is in rib, but it's looking pretty good. I like the look of it. I like the drape of it. I like the feel of it. This is Drops Flora, so it is 100% wool. Hold the phone. No, wool and alpaca, of course. That's why it's so drapey. So 65 wool, 35 alpaca, in like a grey color, the dark grey. Again, double folded neckline, not as thick as the other one. And the sleeves are just 3/4 length, and they're just no rib, so just ended right there. And I think my idea is to probably just fold over a cuff like that. So the pattern is pretty cool. It's a 1x1 rib. Oh no, sorry, it's a half rib, so that the back looks like a seed stitch kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's a half rib. So every second round is just knit, plain, and then the alternating rounds is one knit, one pull. So knit, pull, one row knit, knit, pull, one row knit, and that creates this seedy kind of stitch on the back. So I thought that looks pretty cool, and that's going to be my ribbing. And it's a 3/4 length. Got to weave in that. You can see where it ends, sort of not quite. Yeah, it's about 3/4 length. We'll see how that looks. And yes, I've done almost the whole thing. Again, I've put the bottom on a cord, and I will be doing that last, using up the remaining yarn, because I hate having these little 10 gram, 20 gram blobs lying everywhere. I don't want to chuck them because it's valuable yarn and I love my yarn and I don't want to chuck and waste. But I also have no intentions of making a scrappy blanket or a scrappy jumper or anything. I have too much mismatched yarns, so I'm not gonna just gonna use up my yarn for the project intended. That's the idea. Isn't that ideal? Yeah. Anyways, so finished one sleeve here, almost done with this sleeve, and then it's just the rib for the body. So really not a lot to go, but this one has taken a back seat because it's very fine work, 3mm needles. These are my Knit Pros interchangeables, love them. I do tend to do metal needles, because I've got the Knit Pro set, this one here with the interchangeables, and I love them. They've served me well, and nothing's ever gone wrong with them. They twist in really well, they don't hook, they don't give me any trouble, they just do the job, and they feel nice to knit with, especially with wool and alpaca, which is probably the most used base for me. I do have a pair of wooden Knit Pro Symphonies for cuffs, so I think we saw that on this one. So these are the only wooden ones I have at the moment. They're lovely colors, and I bought these in wooden because these will be my sock needles for the most part. I think majority socks I would like to knit is on nothing smaller than 2.75, which is this 2.75. So I think I like the look of the cuffs and socks on 2.75, and I thought, well, if ever I travel again, whenever that might be, and I go on an aeroplane, I would only take wooden to not have my metal ones taken away, just in case. So for travel purposes, holiday purposes, a sock project or something small is most likely going to be with me, and therefore wooden needles makes more sense. And this was a one-off purchase because it's not interchangeable. These are just normal 9-inch circulars. So I thought, well, at least I have one thing that's on the go, that's plane safe, travel safe, and all that safe. So everything else I have is metal, even the 9-inch 4mm for maybe DK socks and all that. I use metal for everything else because majority of my work is in alpaca and wool. Right, so that's this one. Oops, I have that much left. We'll see how I go. I keep running out of yarn for all my projects. So this one is not run out. I can continue with this one. The Nisa sweater is not run out. I can continue with that one, but it's like to the last thread that I'm going to use, I reckon, for those. This one has come to a grinding halt. Right, whip number 3. Let us move on. This one is 100% wool. Drops charisma. This is another major Colorwork sweater that I'm busy working on. It is very intense, or it was very intense. The Colorwork is now done. So I love these colors. It reminds me of when I was about 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, around there. I had a lunchbox that was this color, this light cyan color, teal. I don't know, what do you call that? Light blue. It's a very specific kind of blue. I had a lunchbox in that blue and then a lid with this pink. So it reminds me of my childhood lunchbox that I loved very, very much. So yes, thanks Mom for that lunchbox. It was my favorite color, and they still kind of are. I like these colors. I'm not sure if I like them on a sweater, but here we go. It looks a bit loud for me, you know what I mean? But it's done now, so I'm gonna have to wear it, isn't it? I've got some ways to go on this. So the sleeves are done. I put some Colorwork on. I just charted something in Excel, or not even, I just charted something on the book. I did that there. So that's the sleeves. And then I kind of anticipated running out of this color, which is the dark pink or something. So I switched to this color, which I have quite a bit of, left of, wanting to use as much of this color as possible, not have scraps again. So I did that on the sleeve, but now I did run out of this color. So I ordered another ball, worked that in, and it's just disappeared. I need another one. So my next order from Wool Warehouse will include another one, because I don't want to order now, because watch, I'll order 2 and then I'll only need the one. And then I'll have a whole ball of wool I don't know what to use for. And I don't want that, because I'm not going to knit DK socks in this thick wool. That's a fun little sideline project. I think I mentioned it last time as well with my other stitch marker. Little mushroom. So my mushroom and my acorn always go on my 2 most used or most worked on projects. But at the moment, I probably need to transfer my little acorn to my Nisa sweater. Anyway, these colors left, you see, so I've got this much left I need to just work in, but I'll run out. Oh, I haven't actually run out yet. Oh, this is the new one I bought, which I'm running out of. Then this one, that one, these pinks and blues are the ones that I'd kind of like to use up in the sweater somehow, but I don't want to make it look like a circus. And it's already very busy. So I don't know if Colorwork on the bottom of the body is a good idea. I don't even think making the rib at the bottom in a different color is a good idea. Hopefully I'll finish this one soon. Hopefully. I'll order that new ball in the next order, which should be before the end of March. Finish it hopefully beginning of April, that's the plan. But then we're well into spring and I won't be wearing 100% wool, or maybe. It has snowed in the UK in April before, so who knows. So I showed this last time when I was sitting in the forest, and the body is now done. So this one's looking great. I'm very happy with it. It is 100% acrylic, so not the best yarn. Drop shoulder with a double rolled collar. It's got an elastic thread running through it as well, just to make it a little bit stretchier, because I was worried it might be a bit tight, but it's fine. It's fine, I have tried it on. This is another scrap. This is actually a scrappy project. I'm really trying to get rid of all my acrylic this year. This is the one sleeve. And this is the other sleeve. And I've used up all the teal, all the black, and all my bits of brown acrylic. It's now gone from my stash, which is superb. But I don't have another blue. I don't have another brown or any matching acrylic color in this weight, DK weight. So that's a problem. So I'm stuck. Do I go and buy another black? Black is always a good one to have in stash because I plan to do some embroidery with some of my son's jumpers. You know, they want some Minecraft characters or whatever embroidered onto their stuff. So that's always fun to have. And black is a common color for all these cartoon characters and game characters and all that kind of stuff. So black would be a safe one to buy. Then continue with black cuffs. Maybe I just do that. So I did have a grey that I thought might work. I've got tons of grey in my stash, which I want to get rid of. But it just did not match. It didn't match. So I ripped it back and now we're here and it's in a good place. It's almost done. It's about a day or two's worth of knitting and like a weekend's worth of knitting and then it's done. So I really want to finish this up, write up the pattern. It's just this one size, but it's really easy to size up because the width can easily be adjusted and the armhole can easily be adjusted. And the sleeve is just every 6 rows decrease 2. Nothing much more to it than that. But you have to do a bit of mental math with the bits that I give you. So if I just write it up as a pattern, nice and easy. Drop shoulder that fits everybody, that fits well, and that uses up scraps. That is a pattern worth having in my books. So I need to write that up for myself anyway to have in future. I haven't started my Rainer shawl. Here's my shawly on. I have said to myself, not until I have finished at least 2 sweaters. I did say 1, but I'm going to say 2 now because actually looking at these, this one is nearly done. This drop shoulder one is nearly done, so I could definitely finish that by next time. And the Nisa sweater will be done, and that's 2. And then hopefully that ribbed one will also be done. We'll see. I don't know. Anyways, I have 8 balls of this 100% wool. It's pretty thick. It's a yarn C, which is like a 5mm gauge, 17 stitch gauge, 70 meters, 77 yards, which is not a lot for 50 grams. So you can't, I bought it for a sweater for myself, a cabled sweater for myself, 8 balls. That's only 400 grams for an Aran weight sweater. You need like double that for my size. So then I thought, all right, I will do a fisherman cable Aran, like, you know, those fisherman's jumpers. Like in Shaun the Sheep. So the cartoon Shaun the Sheep, the farmer has like a very typical fisherman Aran weight cable jumper in a greenish color. That one always pops into my head as something I'd want to make at some point one day. And I thought, what if I made it for my son, my 10-year-old son? And then 11-year-old son. And then I measured him. His body length is the same as mine. My body length is about 50 centimeters. His body length is like 49. I was like, oh, well then that's not going to work. This is not enough for him either. So either I make this for my 6-year-old or I use them because I've got a lot. I've got enough, 8 balls. I could use it to make nice woolen hats. And then I thought, yes, that cabled one that I have, what is it called? Let me just have a look here quickly. Interlude. Jason's cashmere hat. So it's very fun. It's got cables. Oh, I might just put a picture. Jason's cashmere hat. So this is kind of like an ode to that cable thing that I had going on in my head. And it's wool, which they need. They need woolen accessories to live in the UK. Like, you do need it. And they don't have any. I was like, what is going on? I have been a knitter for 20 years and my children do not have woolen accessories. Like, what is wrong with that picture? They have jumpers. They have, I have jumpers. We all have jumpers, but nothing for the head that's woolen. And that's crazy. No cowls. Like, I need to knit them each a cowl out of wool, a hat out of wool, some mittens or some gloves or something out of wool, because this winter was crazy cold. We're still having quite cool temperatures. It snowed this week, so not much, but it did snow, so that is cold. Cold enough for wool. Just need to do it, eh? So that's next to my list, and that's this project. So I did cast something on, only to realize that his measurements were the same as mine, my 11-year-old, and I'm not going to have enough. So I think I will just be making tons of accessories that all match. Okay. Last item on the agenda. So I ordered something from Etsy, which I'm very excited about. It's a hand spinning kit from this company here, and I was very happy with what I got. For £18, that's British pounds, I got this box with a drop spindle and some fleecy stuff. Look at that. So I am getting into that at the moment. You can see the different colors, just lovely. And I know nothing about spinning or wool or the quality, but the staple length of this wool is very decent. It's about the length of my hand. The staple length is about that long, so the actual individual fibers are like that long, which is great. And yeah, I've just been practicing. You can see it's squonky wonky at the moment. It's all unraveling. I'm just having a good old time with this. You can kind of see, where am I? It's like, it's not perfect, it's not great, but it's something that can be knit with, even if some of the parts are unspun. So, and I've done something wrong here. I know what I've done. I need to fix that. But yeah, I am really excited to just give this a go and say that I can use a drop spindle, because it looks really cool. I think it's amazing. Just to show you some of the yarn. Now I know I could probably knit with this, like as an unspun version. I could probably just roughly spin it up and knit with it. That'll be quite fun. Anyways, that is just something I'm experimenting with. So as I go along, I will probably share that. Oh, my eye. The last thing that I did want to mention before I go is the Farnham Maltings Yarn Festival in Farnham, which is about 40 minutes from here, half an hour from here, from where I live. I live in Berkshire in the UK, and the Farnham Maltings Festival is in Farnham, which is about half an hour from me, and I thought I do have to go. So I bought my ticket ages ago, like December, and went, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now? And it was just so lovely to look through all the stalls and feel all the yarns and look at all the different dyes and just experience the whole thing. I had a lot of fun, and I think that's what sparked the idea for spinning with a drop spindle, because firstly, the price point of raw wool, or I say raw, it's not raw, it is prepared for spinning, but that is a very big price difference. Like if you buy a sweater's quantity of spinning fiber and that same quality already spun, you know, we're talking like £50, £80 sometimes. maybe not so much for some qualities, but like a huge difference in price when you spin it yourself and when you don't. And that got me thinking, well, how much time does it take, and how much effort is it, and how difficult is it, and all these kinds of things. And I really want to know how difficult it is and how much time it takes. And the only way to really know is to just do it. And so I bought the drop spindle, and I'm just gauging how long it does take to spin up, you know, a certain amount, and figure out how much it would be to spin up a sweater's quantity, and the cost involved there. And so I'm doing a whole bunch of research, which is fascinating and very exciting, because learning a new craft is very exciting. And I just never want to stop learning. So I'm very excited when I see something that I want to learn, because there's a lot of things out there that I'm not interested in learning, but because I want to learn, and when I see something that is interesting to learn, yeah, it's great. So yes, I'm all into that now, and I'm finding it very interesting. So I'd love to continue with that once I've done 1 or 2 more sweaters. So I really just want to finish up all these ones that I'm busy with, and do some spinning, and buy some more yarn and make some more plans. Isn't that how it goes? So I'm working on a yoke design as well. I'd like to have that be a reality this year, is design a yoke sweater. I've already got the design and the measurements and the what's it called, grading and all that for a yoke design. I just actually need to figure out what the pattern will be, and I'm just parking that until inspiration strikes and something happens. So you can't, forcing creativity is not going to work, is it? So I'm just going to wait on that one and see what happens, and I will definitely talk about it when it comes. So yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm very excited about all these things, and I cannot wait to get something on, especially this one. Can't wait to have this one done. I'm nearly there, so I'm going to stop this video and continue working on it, and hopefully finish the sleeve today, because it's Saturday and I have the house to myself for a little while, and so I can think of nothing better than to fill that cup with some coffee, get some YouTube on, and sit and knit. So I hope you have a good day, and I hope you have an opportunity to do the same as me and just relax and do some knitting this week. And I will see you again soon, hopefully. Bye.